Hello, friends. Friends, markets saw a very wild movement this week. Markets, the Nifty alone, from Monday to Thursday, almost 700 points down. And then on Friday, a smart recovery of about 250 points. One thing I want to remind all of you is that the 10,800 level to which the Nifty came was almost a 200-day moving average level. From there, it's taken support and is moving up again. What does it is this a small bounce back? Will the correction continue, or is the worst over? There are two things which are very significant here. One is that the Nifty did take support the 200-day moving average, and possibly, and markets were oversold. The RSI levels were around 30. Markets were oversold, and it's taken a bounce from here. The second point, the key reason why the market fell was fears of the second wave of corona. Let's remember this. If the second wave of corona does come, this time the governments are better prepared for it. Last time nobody was prepared, the governments, people, nobody was prepared. But this time we are definitely way better prepared than we were last time. And if such a thing does happen, government will come out with financial stimulus like it did last time, though late. They came out with stimulus which supported the economy again. I think markets are generally back to normal, and in normal markets, 10 to 12% correction in Nifty is considered a sharp correction and a good opportunity to actually build up portfolios. I think that's what is happening now. This correction is a reasonably good opportunity for investors to build up their portfolios and for traders to possibly take long positions. It's generally very difficult to predict short term. We can only try and understand what's happening in the market, what the technical setup is, what are the key events, and that's what gives us an idea of what the direction could be. Market being markets, they could move anywhere. We can do our best to study and take positions accordingly. So let's see what are the events that will drive markets in the coming week and what the technical setup of the market is.
So friends, Nifty moved in a very large range. Its normal range is 350 points, but like you can see here, this week the range was almost 700 points, almost double the normal range. Between 10,800 and 11,540. It finally closed down 3.5% at 11,050. And remember, this is after a recovery of 200 plus points on Friday. The Bank Nifty also, against the normal range of about 1,000 points, this week's range was almost 2,000 points, 1,800 odd points. And it closed the week almost 5% down at 21,000. This is one of the sharpest down movements we've seen over the last many weeks. Mid caps and small caps saw a bigger damage. They were both down about 5.5% each. The India VIX saw very sharp moves. From Monday to Thursday, it went up very sharply, and on Friday, it corrected very sharply. In the sense, the volatility index came down on Friday. So overall, for the week, it was the VIX was up only around 2% to 20.7, but that was after a lot of very wild movements. Looking at the market drivers, if you look at the market for the last many days, last 6 sessions, out of the last 7 sessions, 6 sessions markets kept on going down, and on Friday had a recovery. Almost it had a lower low, lower high pattern for most of the week except on Friday. And the main culprits were the global clues. The global markets were seeing a sell-off because there were fears about a second wave of corona, lockdowns being reimposed. Europe on Wednesday announced that there could be restrictions but no lockdown, and that gave some support to the markets on Wednesday. But on Thursday, the US markets sold off, and coupled with the expiry pressures in India, the monthly expiry pressures in India, we saw a very large selling. Another big news last week was the global sell-off in banks. There's a report which said that banks over many years have been violating anti-money laundering rules, and that led to a sell-off in banks, a global sell-off in banks. So all these things caused the markets to go down sharply, but Friday we saw a recovery. One good news among all the bad news was that all the IPOs that had come up recently, they were not only heavily oversubscribed, They also listed at very huge premiums, which means there is a lot of appetite in the markets for fresh issues. The IT index, if you look at it, despite the weak markets, is at a 16-year high. What about markets? What will be driving markets next week? One important factor will continue to be global markets. This is something which we always have to track and have a deep impact. We are all connected, so it has a very deep impact on the Indian markets. A few things that the markets ignored last week because of the sell-off was the passing of the Farm Bill, the Banking Regulation Act. Both these are very important reforms, but because of the wild sell-off that we were seeing, all these newses were discounted. They didn't have any impact on the markets. Maybe next week we'll see some impact on it. The minimum support price in Rabi crops was hiked by the government. Again, something that the markets ignored. We also have the RBI policy meet, the hearing of moratorium by the Supreme Court, and the extension of the IBC by another 3 months by the government. The last one, the IBC extension, is negative for the banks, but with the sharp fall that we've seen, most of it is already factored into the price. So what we feel is that the worst is over. When the first wave of corona came, globally nobody anticipated it and governments were unprepared. But now, even if a second wave does come, governments are prepared and they'll announce more stimulus to support the markets. So generally, I think markets are back to normal. And when I say normal, we talk about not very wild corrections like what we saw in March, but a typical correction would be anywhere between 8 to 12% in Nifty and probably 15 to 20% in Bank Nifty. That would be a sharp correction. These corrections should typically be used to enter markets, but markets being what they are, it's always good to keep booking profits. Now let's look at the DII and FII actions. FII sold shares worth a huge 6,700 crores, which is the largest selling seen in the recent times, whereas the Indian institutions bought shares worth about 4,150 crores. So net we had a selling of about 2,500 crores as far as the institutions are concerned. Now let's come to the daily charts of the Nifty. The Nifty, as you can see, it had a lower high, lower low pattern for all the 4 days, witnessing very sharp corrections of almost 700 points in just 4 days. And from there we saw a sharp recovery on Friday. Now, if the market sustains above 11,075, and I'm saying this because we are seeing a bounce from oversold levels. If it sustains above 11,075, we could see the market move to 11,200, 11,300 range, and 10,800 is where the next support levels are. So the range of the market for next week should be 10,800 to 11,300. That is where we would see the range for the next week. One important thing to remember is that the market came to 200-day moving average, which is a very, very important support level, and it is bouncing from there. So logically, we would see some upside in the coming weeks. But then markets being what they are, it's very important to have your stop losses in place. The weekly charts are not so encouraging. In fact, it formed a large red candle and closed below the 5-day moving average, 5-week moving average, which is happening after many weeks. The last time it happened was here. So all these weeks it's been taking support at 5-day moving average. This time that support was broken. The only comforting factor is that we are very close to the 20-week moving average. Hopefully market should take support there. So ideally the trading strategy should be to go long but keep a stop loss at 10,800. You could protect your positions by either taking a put or taking a very large butterfly. If you look at the weekly chart, if you look at the Bank Nifty charts, the daily Bank Nifty charts are almost similar to the weekly charts. We had a huge sell-off of almost 2,000 points in 4 days. After that, it's taken support on Friday. The previous low was not breached. It's taken a support, and probably the next level for the market could be around this range, that is about 21,600. The supports continue at 20,500, which is the previous week's low. It's a event-driven week. RBI policy meet, Supreme Court hearing on the loan moratorium. These things will keep the Bank Nifty uncertain. But having said that, Bank Nifty are generally on a reasonably attractive valuation of close to 20,000. So incrementally going short on Bank Nifty doesn't make too much sense. The weekly charts, however, again, like the Nifty charts, are not very encouraging, very clearly bearish. There's been a negative crossover that happened last week that is still sustained and in fact only strengthening. The RSI continues to be declining. So if you look at it, the daily and weekly charts are giving opposite signals, which shows the uncertainty that's there in the market. The Nifty, so if you were to summarize the outlook, let's put it this way: the Nifty is very close to the 200-day exponential moving averages. It bounced from there. It's bouncing back from oversold levels, and it could move to 11,000. There's a typing mistake here. 11,200 to 11,300 levels. However, should it go back to lower high, lower low patterns that it had last week, it would be the best to exit any long positions. Bank Nifty is a lot more uncertain than Nifty because of the contradicting signals and because of the events that are coming up for next week. If you are a high risk trader, then you could possibly think of going long since it is bouncing back from oversold levels, but it must be protected with puts. Another alternative, a relatively safer bet, would be to write puts. And if the market goes below the previous week's low, exit your position. So your stop loss should be a closing below last week's low. If that happens, close your put positions. The stock for the week this time is L&T. L&T has corrected very sharply from 11,025 levels to 850 levels. That's almost 175 point correction, and that works out to almost a 17-18% correction in a large cap like L&T. The weekly charts also are showing a reasonable chance of reversal. It's now bouncing back from a very sharp sell-off and showing a sign of reversal. The RSI is moving from oversold levels, it's moving up. MACD is showing an early sign of trend reversal. So high risk traders could possibly buy it around these levels and look for a target of about 925 odd. But if you are a low risk trader, wait for the wait for the script to come to around 860 range. Keep a stop loss of 850, 845 on a closing basis, and this could be a reasonably good trade. L&T is relatively a safer share to be in, and it's gone through a very deep correction and possibly bouncing back. So friends, this is the analysis for the coming week, the technical analysis and the events that happened. I hope as usual that you are finding the video very useful, and if you are finding it useful, please do like the video and please do subscribe to the channel. Thank you.